How's it? I'm Honan,
I'm Oliver.
and today we're doing something pretty interesting. I have a list here of 30 groups written down, and me and Oliver are gonna have to agree on like an official bias pick of our podcast from these groups as we go through them. And we may also have time to add a soloist at the end of that. And this is just going to be a girl group female soloist episode. We may
Yes.
do another time a boy group version of this as well. We'll see how smooth this whole list goes through. I feel like we should kind of discuss what our like picks will be based around. It won't just be like, is someone hot? As far
Yeah.
as how we pick.
Yeah, because ultimately, like everyone is visually
Yeah,
appealing,
obviously, yes, they're all very.
right?
They could all be visuals, obviously. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I guess it depends how much we each value different things. Like there might be like how much you prioritize certain aspects of their talent, or how much we think about like their personality and stuff, how engaging they are as people, how relatable they might be, like how the kind of vibes they give off on variety shows and things come into it, or just their stage presence. So
Yeah, stage
different
presence
different
and
factors to
like
consider.
who I listen to the most in the tracks themselves, I feel like is a
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah, sometimes just like, oh, this person's part is really standing out to me, like when you watch a stage and you're like, oh, this person's caught my eye, or like when you're just listening to the song and it's that their voice or something that they've done is what stands out.
Yeah, like I know a funny thing. It's funny how a bias becomes like someone's favorite. I know that before when I have shown K-pop to friends or family and people before, like I know that they're like my mom, for instance, when I've shown her K-pop music, she loves Red Velvet. When I've shown her like Bad Boys, like her favorite song, so she likes Irene a lot because of the who that boy line thing. It's
Runs in the
something as
family.
simple as that, like
Yeah.
could be like, oh, I like that member.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that'll
I
kind of
think
be the main
it's
idea.
definitely true that like your bias chooses you
Yeah.
usually, right? You sometimes you're not sure, and then you watch a bit of content, and suddenly you're like, okay, it's this one,
Well,
and
it's
then it's
interesting how
done.
much it can change over time, though, because like
Yeah.
if like when we were first watching videos on the channel and I saw Blackpink and it's like, okay, yeah, Lisa's sick, that's my bias or whatever. But then over time, you get an appreciation for different members from listening to more of their catalog. Like Rosé's voice is absolutely amazing and unique. And that starts to
Hmm.
be something you gravitate towards because you feel like you come across rap a lot now in the girl groups, whereas at first when I was checking the groups out, Lisa was this unique thing to me because I hasn't seen another group with like a rapper rapping like that or
Yeah,
something.
and especially even just like coming in from like mostly Western music and stuff, like just having like female rappers in that kind of way is like less common.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
You might not be that into female rap outside of like, your Doja Cats or your Megan the Stallions or whatever, which is a very different vibe. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess we should get started, and I have a list written down here, and at number one, I have Dreamcatcher right here.
Yeah.
We have a
this
lot
is
of
this is gonna
members.
be hard, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Dreamcatcher is probably one of the groups, if not the group, you're most familiar with in terms of like how much of the stuff you've seen.
Definitely with like personality content, like variety content and stuff like that. Yes, like stuff
Yeah,
that's not just music. Them
yeah,
and Red
and
Velvet, I know the most about for sure.
it's definitely kind of true for me as well. But yeah, I definitely I settled on a Dreamcatcher bias, like I think around Scream
Mm.
era. I guess that's something we can do. We can talk about when we picked our when our bias picked us. Um, so for me, it's Guyon,
Okay, the
and
Mac
yeah,
Day.
she got me in Scream era. With her rap section with the mask and stuff.
Oh,
I
I know what
was
part you're talking about. Yeah,
I was sold from that point on, and I
that's
think her Her facial expressions to me is what always does it. She always, especially her eyebrow raising, she has such a knack of getting an eyebrow raise at the right time that it just gets you like, and then it's almost like anytime I start my gaze starts veering, mostly now towards Yuhyun, she's like, oh, "You forgot me, did you?"
I
And I'm
agree
like,
with
okay,
Yuyeon
okay, I'm
being one
sorry.
of those, especially with the most recent comeback, the two-tone hair thing, the outfits and stuff. Yuyeon's just one of those ones
Yes,
that's like, oh, okay, you have my attention. Like
yes.
as you're watching any of the
Eh,
performances of Mason.
yeah, Yuhyun's been like, you've had my curiosity, but now you
Yes,
have my attention.
absolutely. So like with Dreamcatcher, it's tricky because like you say, I like all the members, but Gaon was one that never became a bias for me. Which it's tricky in Dreamcatcher because there's so many and they're really awesome. Handong with like the Catwoman thing that happened in the
Oh
Halloween
God.
performances and stuff totally bias wrecked me in the group. But for anyone who doesn't know, GU is my favorite member of Dreamcatcher. That was because of the comeback. I don't know, Vampire Bang. GU just like wrecked me. And I was like, there you go. That's my favorite Dreamcatcher member. Before that, I feel like a lot of people happen this way with Dreamcatcher. Before that, it was like Dami. Because I
Yeah,
feel like
Dami's a common entry point for, I think.
she has a lot of
stands out
iconic
right away.
moments in their like
Yeah.
MV, especially the Boca one. Like, hold up! I think that's what
Yeah.
made her like initially the one I was like, okay, yeah, like this person's sick.
Yeah,
That's what makes it
for sure.
tricky. Like, if we're gonna pick like an official bias, should it be someone who is like so accessible to?
I
Like,
don't think it matters. I think
yeah, I don't think
it's
it matters.
it's for us.
Yeah, it's for us for sure. This is like me and Oliver's mutual agreement.
So,
between
we're currently like the start of the Because video, like Gaon and you like
yeah,
holding each other right now.
the choke scene.
Yeah. So I know that for you, GU is like top 3 overall,
Yeah,
or at least has been in contention for that spot.
yeah.
Whereas Gaon for me has drifted kind of in and out of my top 5. So I'm willing to concede GU as the official position because
You are.
because I also really like GU, and GU has risen in my own like Dreamcatcher status recently as well, especially sort of towards the tail end of the last comeback and the start of this one. She's risen up for me a lot. So yeah, I won't fight it.
If you're willing to pick Ju, I won't have any arguments there because obviously it's my favorite member. I thought me and you might have to find like an agreement on Yu Yun or something like that because
Kind of a neutral middle ground.
yeah, a mutual middle ground between liking Gaon and Jiu.
That wouldn't be a just representation, I don't think.
Yeah, Jiu. I feel like Jiu is not a bad choice because too in the group she does stand out quite a bit. Like
Yeah, and she also, you know, in a way, she embodies what Dreamcatcher is all about, right? And that she is like Dreamcatcher's biggest fan in a way.
yeah.
And yeah, as the
Yeah,
leader and everything.
I saw a great video that showed them before they won that their first win, where all the other members
I know
kind of
the
had
one.
a look of like not believing or caring that they were gonna win or whatever. You could see G was like staring at the counter to it, like, "Oh my god, are we gonna? Can it happen?" You know, like her expectations were there. So yeah, G. I have no problems with the Bang Princess being it's the bangs that won me over. That's why I say that.
I see.
The bangs in the Because video, if anyone watches that scene, I think she's holding like Gaeon's shoulder on a chair or something. I don't know how, but that's a bias wrecker scene for anyone. So now what I have written at number 2 is I-DLE.
I-DLE, okay. So for me, it's Uki.
Uki.
Yeah.
Uki's such a great one. I'm gonna actually write next to the group when we've picked who we picked. So Jiu was for Dreamcatcher. So I-DLE, it's a tricky one. I always really liked Uki. Uki was my favorite for a very long time, and then a visual named Miyeon started becoming even more of a visual over time. You know, like it's getting a little ridiculous at this point. I don't know if you've seen any of the like My Bag performances or anything like that either, but I I can agree with Oogie for I-DLE though, because
Yeah,
she's
I
definitely
mean,
my.
I love I-DLE in general. I think they're a great group of personalities. And I wouldn't necessarily be angry with any one of them. But for me, Uki, I think she actually, to be fair, she wasn't what stood out for me straight away. To carry on with the storyline, the story thing. Like, actually, I remember the first time I ever listened to I-DLE was on a bus on my way to my job back in the UK. Latata just came on my YouTube shuffle thing. I think it was just after it'd come out, and it was Minnie's voice was the first thing that stood out to me.
She does have a great voice, unique tone to it too.
You know that in like Latata when she comes in, she's like that. Yeah, I was just like, oh, who is this? But then when I put faces to sounds and stuff, Uki stood out to me visually. Then Mion also stood out to me a lot in the MV, to be fair.
Yeah, I think Oogie had lots of times like the big curly hair, right? And to me, she stands out a lot too because that deep tone and that face don't exactly match. You know, you're like, oh, when it happens, it's a very interesting thing. I think Oogie's a great representative of I-DLE. Like variety show wise, she's so good at she's hilarious. She's so impressive, honestly, in so many ways that she's been able to balance having a quite prominent celebrity life both in Korea and China simultaneously, which is nuts. Like, girl's able to have her like solos debuts and stuff, and she's doing a show. She's like was like one of the hosts of like the Chinese version of Running Man. And she was like constantly flying back and forth from Korea to China to do shows and stuff. She can speak Korean at a level that's better than some Korean people can. Like, her Korean is crazy good, how good it is. And she's kind of like English Sana, really where she sounds native sometimes, right? When she speaks, like,
she's extremely impressive. You can tell just how unbelievably intelligent she is, even if you don't know that she went to like the same school as the Chinese president and stuff, and has like a crazy high IQ and shit. But yeah, I think she has that charisma and stuff, or that just born to be entertainer value and stuff.
She definitely ticks like any box you would have for what makes like a bias in a group. Like, there's nothing you can find there where you're like, oh well, she doesn't tick that box or something. Like, she's got all around like talented vocalist. Really, like, when you watch any video, she does really stand out visually as well. And then on variety shows, I would say she's like the most entertaining on the variety shows. Especially what was the show she had that Miju took over?
Learnway.
Yeah, Learnway was some of the funniest variety stuff I've ever seen from an idol. So she's good all around at all aspects of the industry. So I agree with Uki. I was Mion, I will say, at the moment is my personal bias of the group, but Oogie was always a favorite of mine. So now we have let's see what happens here. We have Red Velvet.
Okay.
I know that Yuri is your favorite.
Correct.
And
it actually started out and it was Joy.
Everyone starts out.
I feel like because Joy she's just so arresting, you know, like when you watch any video of them, you're just like, good lord.
Yeah, it's and then if there was a category for hottest idol in K-pop, I think Joy would be like.
That would be it. That's the topic in and of itself. But but then Yeri snatched me, especially with her personality. Once I started watching like the reality show and stuff, like Level Up Project, things like that. Obviously, Joy wasn't in the first season, so that kind of gave Yeri a free shot. But Yeri, and I also I've had the privilege of meeting Yeri in person, so that's also been a factor.
Oh, nice.
So Yeri's just got me with her. Just her vibe, the things she says, the kind of attitude that she has really stands out.
Let's not just gloss over the Met Yeri in person. I want the story of this story.
Have I not mentioned this before?
I think I don't know the story though. I don't.
It's not very exciting.
Okay, it's
She was in London, and she posted a thing on her Instagram being like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna be like this area. If anyone wants to come say hi, like I'm gonna be around here."
so you
And
got in your car, drifted through the
well,
streets of
I,
London.
I had a car, and it was like right in the West End. It was fucking miles away, so I had to get like several trains, took like an hour, and it was pouring with rain, like absolutely hammering it down. So we we couldn't go to the place that we were gonna go to, which was like in a park area. And then so we ended up going to like this car park from the hotel that she was staying at, and she came and there was me and maybe like 20 other people, and she kind of just came in and just kind of said hi, thanks for coming to each one of us, and that was it. And she went,
That's still
she
cool
peaced
that
out.
she.
Yeah,
She
it's just a
remembered,
nice little thing.
It's
Yeah.
see, I thought maybe we were gonna get like a Baekhyun in the elevator story or
No, no,
something.
no. It's not at that level.
Red Velvet's as tricky as Dreamcatcher for me because I individually know and like all the members in that group, so it's like,
Mm.
but if we're gonna mutually agree on a buy, Yeri's a tricky one for me. She's never been
Okay.
my favorite in the group.
Here is perhaps one where we could agree on a neutral. How about Sulgi?
I agree with Solgi. Yes, I was gonna say Solgi's a great choice because we both have spoken of how we love her vocals and how unique
Yeah.
they are.
Her voice. She also just seems like such a sweet person. Doesn't seem like she has a bad bone in her.
Absolutely.
She's got an adorable smile, and she's a phenomenal dancer and with a great voice. Like, what more could you ask for?
She has some of the funniest moments on like Knowing Bros and stuff like that. She's definitely great in Variety. Because they call her like No Jam or whatever because she's not
Yeah.
funny or basically is what they say.
Yeah.
But her voice though is enough to be like because it's when I listen to Red Velvet, her voice is like the most enjoyable aspect of like their.
Her voice is like the most. It's like if I think of what makes a Red Velvet song, it's Sulgi's voice to me.
Yeah.
Even though like Wendy is like obviously a fantastic singer, and not that the others are slouches by any stretch, but there's something about Sulgi's tone that just makes it feel Red Velvet, you know.
She's got that unique tone. It's top 3 vocals in K-pop for me because I love it, her voice tone that much and how unique it is.
It's the same for me.
And like when we talk about like in moments and songs like Feel My Rhythm, for instance, like the most recent one, like her like this is gonna be a crazy night. Like that kind of that's one of those things that sticks out to me from that song every time, like just because of her sound that she has. I love her tone in any of the songs, but that one specifically recently. So yeah, I completely agree with Solgi. She's another one where actually I would say so far out of this list, like Solgi is arguably to me like one of the top 5 most talented idols in all of K-pop. I would say. Like
it'd be hard to disagree with that. She's exceptional.
Because she ticks like the dancing side of things as well and stuff. It's really talented all around.
Yeah.
So far we have Dreamcatcher, GU, I-DLE, Yugi, Red Velvet, Solgi. Not surprises there, I would say so far because we've mutually kind of like these idols. Oh My Girl is now where we are at.
I feel like we are both in the same spot with Oh My Girl, where I feel like both of us from the start were into Yua.
Mm-hmm.
And Yua actually is very similar to Sulgi in that she has a very distinctive, quite rich vocal tone, and she's a great dancer, right? But I feel like both of us have been wrecked by Aaron. Over the course of the last like year to 2 years.
When making my own like personal like top 20 list, Arin's the most confusing idol to place because she's like the bias wrecker of the entire industry basically to me. Like anything I watch it's like, oh okay, like who is this ridiculously good looking human being? Like it's
for me it's funny because when I first got into Oh My Girl, Arin was just the baby. She was this like chubby cheeked, adorable little baby who was kind of shy when she was on camera, but when she was like when she was comfortable, she was really loud and kind of zany. And then it seemed like around the time they released the the fifth season, she just decided that actually she was going to be the most beautiful woman in the world, and that just kind of happened from there on, and she ended up becoming probably the most famous or the most recognizable member out of the whole group. And I mean, even now, like you go on the subway in Korea and you see her face plastered on billboards advertising different major companies and stuff. She
The
Yeah, it's
visual
been quite
glow
the
up is
rise.
no joke though, because like I remember as we started watching Oh My Girl things, and I was like, was she in Queendom? As I'm like watching things, I'm like, because I do not remember like
Oh,
this, just like
she was there in Queendom in terms of the visuals, but she just but that's the thing, when it's those kinds of settings, she won't talk. She doesn't talk
yeah,
much, so it's
it's
harder for her to stand
I
out.
I can't not say like Arin for Oh My Girl, because it's like I do love Sung-hee and Yua,
Mm.
but and there's very unique aspects to both those idols in that group. Sung-hee's vocals are just like ridiculous,
Yeah,
and
like
it's
Sugi is like is a real strong contender because she's an unbelievable singer and she's like a magnificent crackhead.
yeah, her
And like
variety talent is up there with like Oogie and those
yeah,
words, just absolutely
she
brilliant.
has the ability to like solo carry a show with her energy, which is something that is a very enviable trait for a lot of idols, I think. Including, I think the members in her own group would all say that they wish they could have the same kind of charisma that Seunggi does when it comes to appearing on a show, rather than being a bit more introverted.
Yeah,
Um, I think, yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
agree with Aaron. We
we have
don't
to,
have to have a
yeah,
discussion
yeah.
about like
Eh,
Aaron is
as
not a
much as
great
I think you are is more talented or what have you, but um, yeah,
it's not just talent. Like there's all these different
yeah,
aspects of that. Aaron is definitely, I would say, like the face of the group at this moment to me.
yeah.
Yeah, well, the easily enough we've had easy agreements. I think, funny enough, this one might be tricky for us.
Okay,
Blackpink.
okay.
So
Why would it be tricky?
I know that I brought up very valid points of how over time I grew to like other members for obviously Rosé's voice and things like that, but
Uh-huh.
Lisa's the best girl. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I mean, I don't really feel that strongly about Blackpink in general. So if Lisa, because Lisa, I feel like has had a connection kind of to the channel as a whole
Mm.
since like the first Blackpink reaction videos and stuff. She was like the one who stood out, and then you were like bringing her up and stuff a lot. Like, so yeah, for me, like my Blackpink bias is Rose. It actually started out as Lisa, and then it switched to Rose. But yeah, I wouldn't object to putting
It's a
Lisa.
tricky thing with Blackpink though, because like Jenny and the each one has pretty big prominence as like a face of the group. I would say
Yeah,
like Jenny and Lisa,
and they're all
and
celebrities,
like
right?
yeah,
Like,
they're massive on Instagram and stuff too. Like
yeah,
it's really crazy. Like I Jisoo is kind of the trickiest one. I do like Jisoo a lot, but I wouldn't say she's one who I could pick out of those four.
mm.
Um, I could actually, even though Lisa is a personal favorite, I could agree mutually on Rose, because I do think when I listen to Blackpink, the most unique and interesting aspect of their music is Rose's voice.
I certainly think now as well. Like, I remember, I think before, and with the probably up to and including the like the two EPs they had before the album. It was like it was Lisa's raps were always something I was looking forward to in a lot of the songs.
Yeah, I think Lisa's solo music might be one of the things that
Yeah,
it was not my favorite, I will say, but
no,
I'm not.
yeah, that
Other
was a
than
big factor
gaming, I
actually.
don't slim money really that often on the speakers, but
No, that honestly, that is a factor. I thought like out of what I feel like we could have, what I could have enjoyed from Elisa solo, I didn't get any of in her solo. So yeah,
yeah, Jenny had the best solo music, I would say, release. most successful probably as well. Maybe
Yeah.
now I think Lisa actually sold a lot with her.
Yeah, not in terms of sales or anything like that,
but yeah, I would go Rose. I can agree with that. Her tone of voice when it hits is just one of the most unique sounds in K-pop, and
yeah,
it makes Blackpink songs, like especially songs like Whistle, where you have the like when she sings that part, it's so distinct and stands out so much versus if any other member does that. Okay, Rosé's such a likable person. Like I don't know anyone who could not
very
like
sweet.
her. Like she comes across as such a kind person too.
She seems very genuine. She really just does feel like a girl from down under who's come up and kind of just made it as a singer.
Yeah.
So
now we have From S9, and it's a little tricky for me because you know, there's the girl that does ASMR, Jisoo, who is just like, I think she has one of the most ridiculous visuals in like.
She's certainly very unique visual.
Yeah.
There aren't many people in K-pop who look like Jisoo.
She's kind of you know the member names better than me. If you I know the faces. If you kind of name some of them off, like.
Sserafim is the
leader.
Who had the short hair.
I know, and then because of her V-Live incident, I did a whole stint.
Oh yes, yeah.
I did a whole stint Serum month, basically.
I remember that. Yes. Gyuri, who's just popped up on Prodigy's 48, which you started watching.
Yeah.
Nagyang, Soyeon, Hayoung, who's my bias, my personal choice. Jihyun, the maknae with a very smiley face. We mentioned Jisun already.
Have you seen their Feel My Rhythm cover recently?
No.
Do you know what member recently just got like the long gray blue hair it is or whatever?
I think that's Hayoung.
Okay, yeah. That member because of the Feel My Rhythm covers, it grew on me recently, but
yeah, she has, I think, one of the like unintentionally like prettiest cute faces in K-pop.
This is who I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, she does. It's like she almost doesn't realize, or maybe she does, and she doesn't know what she does that's so endearing, and then she can't always capture it, and I find that even more endearing.
I will say I know Jisun and Seiram the most from this group, so I have the most attachment to them as members. Who did you say was your favorite?
The one we just talked about.
The one we just talked about? That's interesting.
Yeah.
You don't really have to fight me on that too much.
Okay. Hayoung actually, as of like after they released Feel Good which Christ was that like 3 years ago now? Jesus. That she entered into like top 5 territory for me. And her vibe and her personality is pretty entertaining as well. She's not. I would say she's the funniest like member or anything. I think Chaeyoung is probably the funniest, but there's something about her. Just I thought it was the fact that she is like main vocalist along with G1. G1 is also great, but she didn't have any singing training or anything. She was a hip hop dancer on Idol School, and then they were like, "Oh hey, try singing," and then she just fucking smashed it.
Gifted
singing. Yeah. And she's the one who hits those like crazy whistle notes at the end of DM.
Oh, okay.
You know the last comeback they had. Someone is just going nuts with the like actual like whistle register in the back. That's her. She's the one who.
Yeah, I think with your pick, you're fortunate that I just recently saw that and was getting a little bias wrecked by her.
I feel like with her, it's only a matter of time before people appreciate her the way I appreciate her.
Yeah, the only argument I'd make for Seiram, most relatable idol in the industry.
After her, I fucking want to go.
After her V-Live. I'm okay with that pick. How do I spell her name?
H.A. Young.
H.A. Young. Okay.
Yeah.
Ha Young. That's easy. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Literally like yesterday that happened. So
I should watch
I
that
may
cover.
not have even
I haven't seen it yet.
I may not have even known who you were talking about, but I think because I love Feel My Rhythm and Red Velvet so much, and then she with that haircut with like you're saying, she has like an adorable kind of, it's so cute aspect to her.
Yeah.
That comes
But
across.
she's really cute without meaning it, and I just that's she doesn't
It
put
did
it
seem
on.
like she was trying in the performance to be that cute.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it comes across. Okay, so Hyung from Miss Nine. I feel like in the Discord I'm gonna get some flack because I had my whole Seidom month. I had the baguette Seidom photo for about a month and a half. I still like Seidom, but
yeah.
Aespa is our next one we got here.
Okay.
This is easy. Winter, easy clap. Let's move on.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on. No argument here.
Honestly,
as soon as Winter came out with that short hair, it was done. Like I was torn between her and Ning Ning, because I do love Ning Ning's voice, and I think that like Ning Ning's voice is certainly so distinctive for Aespa. But yeah, when Winter came out with those with the short hair and just the visuals that she's been serving, I was like, yep.
Winter is like designed to be my bias in that group. Like it is. There's all the aspects of Winter are like easy. This is my favorite. Like let's go from the get go. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, short hair is an important factor to me, and Winter was basically like the short hair queen for quite a while there.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. All right, let's move on. IOI. So this. How many members?
11.
11. Okay, I know a lot of these members because of not just IOI.
Right.
And Somi obviously is like super famous.
Yeah, because you could include Somi or Chungha in solo
Chungha
picks.
is one. She's a solo artist so much in my mind that I sometimes forget that she's IOI because of that.
Right. Sejong is also someone you could include.
It's Sejong is my pick, but you're gonna have to convince me anyone else but Sejong.
I mean, I don't mind going with Sejong. For me, it would be Doyeon. And that's just, but that is like, because Doyeon to me is just like one of the most obscenely beautiful women to have ever walked the face of the earth.
Yeah, like from Wiki Becky now, right?
Yeah. Just like me and Ava always used to joke that like when Produce 101 was airing, she was like, she just took a wrong turn and she was actually due at a supermodel's like catwalk thing down the hall, and she just went the wrong way, and they were like, no, you can come in.
She does have that, like, she has that height that like the IVE members have and stuff too, right? Like the just being tall supermodel figure basically. But yeah, her visuals are off the charts. I know exactly who you're talking about. I don't know, man. I just saw Business Proposal not that long ago, and Sejong is like the most like charming like idol. Like it's
Sejong is she is extremely charming, I think, and she also has an unbelievable voice.
Yes.
So yes, you're not going to get much argument for me on Sejong.
Yeah, I know there's so many members that you could argue are very important from that group. Chungha, Somi,
for sure.
And there's the other one who's in Wiki Meki, obviously one of my favorites. Yoojung is one of my favorites. But although I will say she put pickles in pasta in a video the other day, and that did hurt her reputation with me a little.
You're never letting that go.
No. she was near that like top 10 bias level, and then I was like, oh my god, you put pickles in pasta. But yeah, I gotta say Sejong is, because very great singer, very talented actress, was the leader of IOI, and I would say a great leader, because I did see like the Knowing
was
episode of. Or no, I'm sorry. Nayoung was the leader. Nayoung was the leader. I just think of Sejong as such a leader personality.
She does have a very strong leader vibe.
Yeah. Nayoung's the leader. That's right. How am I forgetting about that member? That's right. Nayoung. There was also the Sohee or something like that.
Sohee. Yeah.
Sohee. Yeah. There's a lot of members. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you agree on Sejong though, I'm
Yeah.
totally down for that. Sejong. There's gonna be a lot of Somi stands coming after us. I feel like she has a pretty decent fan base, like decent sized. I've just never grown to her music personally. We have I-DLE. And
Before I answer this, are we doing Le Sserafim as well, or no?
Oh,
because,
yeah, I
that
didn't write that down, but we absolutely should.
Okay, well, in that case, for I-DLE, I'm going to say Yuri.
Oh.
And then I will say
because I know you like
Chaewon
Chaewon for Le Sserafim, yeah.
And actually, to be fair, it's actually kind of fitting because it's Le Sserafim era Chaewon is of a higher standard to me than I-DLE era Chaewon.
She is pretty ridiculous, I must say.
Yes.
Because I've had a long-standing fandom of Sakura. Oh man, I can't give you Yuri because I have two idols in I-DLE before that are big ones for me, and Sakura being one of them, obviously, and then Yoonbi being the other, because I think Yoonbi has the most slapping solo career out of all the ones that have.
I mean, they've all been killing it, honestly.
Yeah. Again, this has been great too. Smiley with BB and stuff. Yuri just had the really good LOVE thing that happened.
LVE shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, could you agree on Yoonbi? Because I know Sakura maybe you won't agree on, but
I like Sakura. I mean, I like all the members. I think Eunbi I will give to you on the basis of enjoying her solo music a lot. But for me, I loved Door. Door was, I thought, and just that album in general was really solid. I didn't like Glitch as much, but I still enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, we can agree on Eunbi.
My Irene pick without having been able to pick Irene in Red Velvet.
You're saying that because she looks like Irene.
Yes. In Red Velvet, Irene right now has been like my biggest bias wrecker favorite, but for I-DLE, it's not just Eunbi's visuals though, because I just do really enjoy her solo music. Is it fair to take that into factor with I-DLE? I feel like it is, now that they are all kind of separated.
Yeah, and I mean, like for I-DLE and IOI, like those groups were chosen on the basis of which individual do you like, you know. So
I feel like watching produce
how you address them individually.
48, her and Sakura stand out a lot to me as well.
Yeah,
I will go Eunbi if you're down for that.
Yeah,
I do think Yuri is a very good vocalist. I do like her voice. She's obviously the main vocalist of I-DLE, but Eunbi to me has all the other things she checks off as a bias. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Apink, or actually, let's do Le Sserafim just right after that. Let's get that one. Le Sserafim, I know. God,
so Chaewon.
Sakura is like one of my top 7 like idols, man.
So let me, my reasoning for this, right, is after I-DLE, there was a lot of talk about like who would be going where and who would be doing what, right? And even though it wasn't ever really suggested, I think my assumption was that Chaewon would be, because she was at Woolim with Eunbi. My assumption was that Eunbi would debut solo because I felt had enough about her to be able to be a soloist. And to be fair, I didn't think a lot of the I-DLE members would actually be able to be solo. So I never thought Yena would be a good soloist, for example.
Turned out to be a great one.
Has turned out to be a great one. Musically, I mean, like I know as an individual she's great, but I wasn't thinking that she had enough about her musically to be able to do that. But she had absolutely proved that wrong. I was thinking that Chaewon, again, I didn't think she would have enough to be a soloist, and I thought she'd be added to Rocket Punch. That was the way I saw it. In the same way
what a different world that would have been.
Yeah, well, in the same way that that a lot of people were added from Produce 101 / IOI, ended up going into groups that had already debuted and stuff. Yeah. And that happened after Produce 48 as well. I was kind of thinking that Woolim were going to look at it and be like, okay, well, we can debut a soloist from I-DLE, and we could add a popular member to a group that is not so popular and hopefully try and bring them up a bit, which has happened like a lot of times, right, to varying degrees of success. But instead we hear the rumors like, oh, Sakura's leaving AKB and is gonna join Hybe or join Big Hit or whatever and debut in their new girl group, and everyone was like, oh shit.
The thing that made me excited about Sserafim was that I knew Sakura was in a girl group at first,
right?
Until I saw some of the teasers that were really well done.
Well, and that's the thing. When it was revealed that Chaewon had indeed signed and was going to be a part of it as well, I haven't been able to look at anyone else because she's just stood out. She looks like she cut her hair, but obviously there's something more to it as well. I think she had
the best teaser video, that's for sure.
God, yeah, she's been able to channel a lot of that confidence.
Argument for you to make here, and that's short hair.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to say it in a more developed way. She's carried the kind of confidence and like a surety that's come from her time in IZ*ONE, and she's now just like this. She has so much charisma on stage, and that she didn't necessarily have in as much in IZ*ONE.
I'll give you Chaewon, and I'll give you a pretty valid reason for why. She does stand out a lot in their performances to me. I do think she has kind of the most interesting stage presence in their performance I've seen of that song so far. Yeah. Kazuha's kind of a big one too.
Kazuha as well, yeah.
But I would say that with everything that happened, like the scandal stuff, and that's a lot of shit to deal with. Yeah. She's been a really good leader, I think, of Sserafim as far as them continue on as 5 in the performances and stuff, and things not seeming very awkward and bad. So I would say she's come across already as really good at her job, which is being the leader of that group.
And honestly, like I like Sakura stood out to me a lot in IZ*ONE, but I haven't been able to notice her in the Sserafim because of how much Chaewon has drawn me in.
Chaewon short hair is the only thing that has been able to get me not to notice Sakura with that gray like haircut that she's got going on. But I will begrudgingly give you Chaewon.
Excellent.
For other reasons that I stated, where I do feel a good stage presence and a good leader of Sserafim in kind of a bit of turmoil that I would say happened. Apink. God, now I want to go back to IZ*ONE and argue about Sakura, but he's such a good choice too.
Hey, you said it. I wouldn't have fought on Sakura either.
Eunbi is just when I look at IZ*ONE, I feel like I gotta give it to Eunbi for a lot of reasons. But Apink.
Eunji, for me, I think Eunji is one of the best singers the K-pop industry has produced. And there was something about her that for many, many years, she's just always stood out to me and has captivated me. I think her smile, is one of the best. She has an extremely wide smile. She has a very big mouth. She has a very wide smile.
Now I remember who you're talking about. Now that you distinctly said that. Bomi is one who always stands out to me a lot.
But Bomi's personality is a very big factor.
I think
Yeah, for sure. I think it would be between the two of them, but for me, I think the way that Eunji sings, I think she's always going to be in the contention for my top singers, top voices.
Who does specifically the dilemma, the chorus and that?
I don't know.
That tone is.
I don't know about line distribution there.
That tone is so good. But I will give you Eunji because
it might be Chorong actually.
It's Eunji, right?
Eunji, yeah.
Yeah, I won't fight you on that because I'm not super strongly opinioned on all the groups at Apink, and I remember who you're talking about. She is very good smile.
Yeah.
Let's give that the good smile. Double thumbs up. I know that Naeun or whatever is kind of the really really popular member of that group. No longer a member.
No longer a member. Yeah.
Kind of fashion model look to her.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have IVE.
Mm-hmm.
Eugene, easy clap. Let's move on.
Okay, I mean, I really liked Eugene in IZ*ONE. She was in probably top 3 region for me. I never really settled on it.
I would have made an argument for her between Sakura, Eunbi, and Eugene and stuff, but Eunbi because of solo career, I kind of gave to that.
Yeah. So I'm not against Yujin at all. I think my personal IVE choice is Ray.
Mm.
But
Ray
yeah,
has unique moments, like didn't know she like moments in Love Dive and stuff, but
I mean,
she
she has perhaps the iconic moment in 11. Like she
it's
has the retardando, the slow down before the
da da da
chorus.
da da
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
She
Like
does have unique moments. She does stand out. She also does like the "it's so bad, it's good" kind of
yeah,
thing. I don't know, man. When I watch, I've obviously Won Young is someone who stands out a lot because it's like a really distinct looking person, you know. Like
yeah. I mean, it's hard to ignore just like the physical presence of Hyujin and Won Young because they're
yeah,
giant
yeah.
comparatively, and
It
like
literally looks like
yeah,
supermodel like height in a
yeah.
K-pop girl
And I
group.
think
It's like
they have such contrasting style of visuals because I think Yujin is very classically pretty,
mm,
right? Whereas
I would
Won
agree,
Young
yeah.
has that like ridiculous baby face that's just like
Yeah, she
how do
looks
you look like this?
even younger than she already is
Yeah.
young, you know, like Eugen, I think for me, vocally and then stage presence when I've watched their performances, and vocally she's my favorite vocalist in the group because her tone in
Yeah,
Love Dive
I agree with
is
that.
my favorite, and the dance breakdown thing she absolutely kills it. So I
It's
feel
hard
like
to notice anyone else in the
yeah,
dance
yeah.
breakdown.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like they literally only filmed her
yeah.
doing that part.
Just like okay, I'm looking at Yujin now. I guess yeah.
Yeah, if you agree with Eugen, I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
that's fine for me.
Eugen for Ive. All right. Oh boy, I will start World War III over this next one. Okay.
Okay.
I will invade. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Itzy. Okay. We are on Itzy. There's
Yeah.
only one right answer here, and I will not move.
Yeah, and it's
an
Yeji. You're right. Let's move on.
I am an immovable object on this. Okay. This is with if Sunmi is not in my holy trinity because of like whatever parameters. She's in the holy trinity, and that's Cherry Young.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So I'm more than happy to accept it because I accept it for the same reasons I did GU, and then I know that that Cheryong is very high up your rankings. And for me, I don't, even though I have like my entity bias of my own, which is Yeji, but I don't feel that strongly about her. So I'm not like, I'm not gonna be like remiss.
I was gonna make a
to have
stage
Cheryong
presence
as a
argument, but I
representative.
know that arguably Ryujin stands out the most in
Yeah,
performances.
she does.
Let me
the thing with them is that like between the three of them, like I think Yeji and Cheryong are extremely good dancers, and Ryujin is a great dancer. So and it's kind of hard to separate the three of them in terms of that and stuff. I think Ryujin probably does have the edge in terms of just like that presence, but Cheryong has like arguably the best like dynamics and technique and stuff. And
yeah, Cheryong's
detail.
surprisingly stable in their live performances comparatively vocally between them sometimes. And
she can sing.
And then she's really she has that kind of power dance thing that Momo does, you know, where it's like very precise power movement.
Yeah.
And she's still I would say she's a lot better singer than Momo is though. Vocally, because I think Momo sometimes fits an area that she shouldn't be vocally in twice music, you know, like forced almost. Whereas Cheryong's voice feels a little more natural in the range it's in.
Yeah, well, Itzy in general sing in a more comfortable register. Their songs tend to be
gets
lower.
kind of the hard work.
She does.
She takes the really hard parts, and especially because the choruses in Itzy sometimes are pretty difficult range-wise.
Yeah,
they kind of leave that on her shoulders. Oh man, I can't fight you like really on Yeji because there's a lot of things she ticks as far as being like a bias of a group, and she's my bias wrecker in Itzy.
I mean, I don't mind. You
I
can put Cherry
I
I'm
gotta
not
go
gonna,
Cherry Young.
I'm not gonna fight you.
Cherry Young's a top 3 for me. Like Cherry
Yeah.
Young is there's valid reasons for...
you have the longest top 3 in history.
Cherry Young's a valid, like, because she's a great dancer. I think she's a very stable vocalist, and I do think she stands out in their performances quite a bit.
Yeah, but Yeji looks like a cat.
The Yeji is an arguable one for me, but I'm gonna go Cherry Young if you agree with it.
Yeah. That's
okay. There's gonna be something later I'll have to give way on because of Cherry Young. I know.
Sure.
Twice. The J line, the entire J line,
The whole J line.
the whole
Mima
Sana, Mina, Momo.
So for me, I've been the school meal club line bias since the start, basically.
What in the hell is the school meal club?
So when they debuted, it was the members who were still in school, so they used to.
Oh, that's Gio, like Nayeon and
no.
Jungkook?
That's the Ani line. Those are the old
okay,
ones.
Okay.
So no, it's Daehyun, Chaeyoung, and Chewy.
Oh, okay.
So and for me, out of those three, it's Daehyun is the one I would pick.
But got a lot of big Daehyun fans. You and Blueberry really big fans of Daehyun.
But in the same way with like Itzy and stuff, I don't feel that strongly about how I feel about them in general, so I'm not that fast.
I like a lot of members of Twice, like evenly, like the whole like Mina. I really like a lot of times because of like kind of funny videos and stuff. Momo is, I will say, I saw Twice live, and Momo really stands out. Because the dancing it's so much more precise, and you can tell how good of a dancer she is. Live, she's very entertaining outside of just the music too, as far as being funny and entertaining. Her and Daehyun are really entertaining. So I'd say she has like the best stage presence I came across watching them. But would you agree on Nayeon? No. You wouldn't?
Nayeon has always been like at the bottom for me. Nayeon.
I just think she stands out so much because she has all the intros and choruses of like Twice.
Yeah, I think
I feel like she kind of embodies the face of Twice.
She is. She's definitely the face of the group, but I think I don't think she should be the face of the group.
If it's not Nayeon, then
how about Sana?
Oh man, I can go with Sana anytime. Yeah, that's Sana, absolutely. Yeah, especially because personality, she's like got the I arguably one of my favorite personalities in all.
She's got a great personality. She has killing parts, so she kind of fits that side of the definition as well. Yeah, she has a lot of important choruses.
I would say variety show queen because she's a kimbap.
Because she's a kimbap.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with Sana. Any of the J Line members are like by actual like biases in that group. So yeah, I'm cool with Sana. Momo and Sana are arguable. Kind of Momo has a great stage presence and things like that. But yeah, Sana all around I would say is talented in all those realms. We have oh god, this one's so easy. Kepler, Hikaru.
Yeah, I mean, but before Queendom, it would have been harder for me because Yeso I think was really strong for me. But Hikaru after Queendom, I think.
I wrote it down already. We haven't
discussed
it.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
It was like I liked her in Girls Planet, and then when we watched Queendom 2, it was like, okay, this is the most like talented and
the end of Girls Planet. I was like, I'm kind of torn between so like Hikaru was starting to come up for me, and then Queendom was just like, okay, she is unbelievably necessary for that group.
Yeah, and very important to their dynamic. It stands out so much in their performances, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hikaru's an easy one for me. I think we can just move on from that one.
Yeah.
Anyone who even needs a valid reason, watch a Kepler performance.
Yeah.
It's like, there you go. WJSN. One of my favorite idols is Yoram.
Yeah, Yoram is my pick as well. Followed by Subin, very closely. And if this was still an OT13 discussion, then Chengcha would also be up in the
EXID
consideration.
enters kind of the argument for me because I would say she and Queendom too prove to me that she is like one of the best leaders in K-pop. And
yeah, her passion really came through. Yeah,
endearing would be like the perfect word to describe like her. I feel like, but yeah, Yoram just slaps.
Yoram is great. Yoram slaps.
It's like all around, like talented, great personality. All Yoram checks like all those things to me.
Yeah, big Yoram stan.
How the spelling for her always confuses me.
Why
Yeoreum? Reum. Reum. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. It means summer. Fun fact.
It looks like it means summer. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wrote Kepler twice somehow, so we will glance over that. Hikaru again. Okay. Let me just write. Yeah. So now I am on Loona.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh man. I think the only area me and you can agree on is Chu, because if we're not agreeing on Hasul or like Olivia Hye or whatever, then it's
I always have had a rule, like a personal rule, which is I allow myself to have one bias per 4 members of a group, which is extremely generous. And I do that to make myself avoid having serious confrontations. But actually, for Loona, I've had like 6 members come in, kind of cycling in and out of the top 3 spots.
Everyone's had a Jin Soul appearance in their.
Well, Jin Soul hasn't left mine for a while. Actually,
arguably one of the biggest visuals in all of K-pop.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just crazy good looking, but and also like a fucking weirdo as well, which is a strong appeal for me.
She's an odd eye.
Yeah. Or has an odd eye if you go into the lore, but her and Chu have kind of been a very stable top 2 for me. But then that third spot, I've gone from Olivia to Hassel to Cherry to Go On. It's and Yojin as well. Yeah, it's been very hard to fill that. So I think I would have to pick between Chu and Jin Soul. I guess Chu is probably the one that we would agree on.
I can agree on most. Chu. Hustle's my personal favorite, obviously, right now, but I would Chu just all around hits everything. Great vocalist.
Yeah.
Really, the variety show stuff, she's top tier. She's like the queen of that.
She has that extra bit of star factor, I think.
Yeah, literally one of the only people that makes me enjoy Aegyo. Something I don't particularly enjoy most of the time.
Right. And the thing is, because with Chu, it's like she has Aegyo. It's just part of who she is. It doesn't feel like she gets home, kicks her shoes off, and is like, fuck it.
Yeah, lights up a cigarette.
Long fucking day of being cute for the cameras.
Yeah.
You know, just like, no, it seems like she genuinely is like that all the time.
Yeah. She's one of the most likable idols in the whole industry, so I would definitely go with Chu as well.
Yeah,
she's definitely the face of Loona too.
Yeah.
So now we have Lovelyz, and so Yein is like such a bias wrecker in that group to be Jew for me, because Yein is like so there's something about her, I don't know what it is.
Yen's almost gone through the same, not maybe not to such a dramatic extent, but the similar kind of thing with Aaron, where she started out as being like a very cute baby Magne, and then she just got really hot.
Yeah, it is just that she's really hot. I think there's something about.
but it's like, it's not only that, like it's that she started like feeling herself more, like the confidence started coming through, and that. And also, I've really enjoyed her. I enjoyed her solo music a lot. I thought Plus and Minus was really cute. For my actual pick is GA, but I feel like GA is a big niche for Lovelyz members. You probably don't even know which one GA is.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
She looks a little bit like IU sometimes.
Oh, really? trying to think now. Looks a little bit like IU.
She had like great blonde hair in Obliviate in their final comeback.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about then. The Obliviate video I do remember, like, I think it's the song Slaps too.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately was their last track, I believe, right?
Yeah, sadly. But I think Miju is probably going to be the one that we can both agree
Miju is a very agreeable one for me, yes.
Since we were speaking of idols just with an obscene amount of star power, like Miju is the definition of sexy and she knows it. And she is also just like
the duality of like Miju can be like the sexiest idol in K-pop sometimes, and then like the goofiest.
Oh, she's such a dork.
Like,
such a dork.
The like 6 Sense clips, I don't know if you've seen those and stuff, like with her and Jesse and UJ Suk, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of that, she's like a literal comedian.
Yeah, she I mean, she genuinely won an award like as like the best like emergent like rookie female entertainment show or something.
She's like Oogie and Shu's level of like god above them, honestly, probably at this point, like god tier variety skills.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like you can consider, and you can probably count maybe just with 2 hands, like the idols who really can do those kinds of things. And that same way, it's like Miju, Oogie, Yena, Chu, Sungi, and like maybe there's a few others I can't think of right now, but like the others really kind of trail behind that, and like that's such an important distinction, I think, for how much you can enjoy or like bias an idol is just like when they can have that kind of charisma in front of the camera outside of performing.
You're not gonna watch a Lovelyz performance and not notice Miju either. Like, it's not gonna happen. She definitely stands out. I'm totally on agreement with Miju. This one's a little tricky for me. AOA. So, how about this? Because I know there's a lot of like, let's say, muddy water in this one or something.
Sure.
And then Choa was like not there as I watched a lot of content of AOA because she wasn't in Queendom or any of that stuff. Sohyun, is that how you say it? Sohyun. When I think of AOA, that's who I think of.
She's undoubtedly like the face of the group and stuff. My pick is Hyejong.
Oh, okay, I remember her.
Because she's a similar vein to Miju, really, where she's like, you know, like supermodel level like sexiness and stuff, but then she's just a giant dog. and that duality is very appealing.
I'm trying to remember in Queendom, she's
the one who does the duet with Minnie.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. Okay, I can agree with that. I really liked her in Queendom.
Yeah, she has such a great personality. I guess. Yeah,
Sohyun is definitely the most popular member, I would say, and the face of the group, but I don't particularly remember like anything dance or singing too much about her.
Yeah, she definitely has a lot of presence. It's very hard not to notice her. Not least because she's gorgeous, obviously, but like, yeah, I think in terms of the personalities and stuff, honestly, between Hyejong and Jimin are the ones who really stand out.
Is it spelled Hyejeong? Yes. Okay. Getting better at this.
Yeah. When you realize there's only like a limited number of Korean characters that can make up people's names.
Yeah, you start to get
outside of the foreigner names and stuff. Like there's only so many that you can use. So
we're on Mamamoo.
Okay. Sola.
Oh my god, Mamamoo's a really tricky one because
it is tricky.
Hwasa's solo career slaps so good. Like Maria is just, oh my god. And then Hwasa has a presence in their performances that is uniquely her own zone on the stage.
Hwasa she's a very unique idol in general. Like if you saw her just, I mean, you can kind of apply this to Mamamoo in general, but you know, if you saw her and you didn't know anything about K-pop idols or whatever, she's not what you would think when you think of an idol, right?
They're tricky because each member in their group stands out uniquely a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and Moonbyul especially stands out in kind of her own zone in that group. And Wien has kind of that really soft breathiness tone that's so important to their whole
That
sound
sultriness
together. Yeah.
we said this before, like Wien is like the anchor of Mamamoo vocally, even if Hwasa has like the most distinct tone and Solar hits the high notes, but Wien ties them all together and keeps it grounded. Like, she's extremely important.
I agree with Solar. I agree
Yeah.
as far as the whole group with Solar. Her YouTube content, I think, paved the way for a lot of idols to do that, kind of. And it's very unique YouTube content comparatively to other K-pop idols, I would say. And her personality obviously is great as well, but her talent levels are off the charts. Just the vocally in Mamamoo, she's absolutely insane. So yeah,
she ain't bad. She's not a bad dancer either.
No, she's not. I'm totally fine picking Solar. I do agree that she stands out so much. From their group. Oh fuck, Sonia Shade, Girls' Generation for the uncultured swine.
I think the OG group for both of us, right? Like our first
definitely
K-pop
the very first K-pop group I ever heard, and definitely the one that like I feel like anyone, even before K-pop became such a cultural phenomenon thing of like how people think of it now with BTS and everything, Girls' Generation was like that original group where people would have known about it not knowing K-pop kind of thing at the time.
Yeah.
And I think there's like that's one of the things that makes them such an important group too. Dude, for me this is super easy. I mean, Taeyeon, like hands down, every day of the week.
Right. But what if we cheat and put Taeyeon in as a soloist, and then we have to pick another. I mean, all of them almost have had like solo careers of sorts. But
I'm fine doing that as long as Taeyeon's getting her due in the solo stuff. That's fine.
Taeyeon is undoubtedly going to be part of us of the solo entry. Like,
if it's not Taeyeon in Girls' Generation, God, let me think. That's tricky now. Because now I have to like
that makes it more interesting, right? Yeah. Because otherwise it's just Taeyeon and done. Like,
I think...
So for me, it's Sooyoung.
Okay.
But I know that Sooyoung isn't probably more of a niche pick than
I know her more as an actress too, like because I've seen Run On and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was never about Sooyoung's role in Girls' Generation songs that is what made me choose her. I do think she's an underappreciated singer, but no, it's her personality is what grabbed me.
Yeah, because Yoona is definitely like the nation's visual, like a lot of things like that. Yoona does have a very likable personality as well.
She does, yeah.
Talent levels are not crazy with Yoona, I would say.
No, not in the same way. But yeah, it was Sooyoung's like her like just complete lack of filter. I think is something that really appealed to me. Just how she has no hesitation saying what's on her mind, especially now. Maybe like in the earlier days, obviously she restrained more, but now she doesn't give a fuck, and she will just say whatever. And I really respect that.
I imagine if I watched like Love and Leashes, I would be screaming like Sohyun into the microphone right now.
Oh Christ! I'm stayed away. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. I'm not sure I can bring myself to watch it.
Watch the Maknae dude, Love and Leashes.
Yeah, even if I mean, she's like 32 now, whatever. But yeah, it's and it was Sooyoung and Hyoyeon always stood out to me just because they're so savage and they have.
I know Hyoyeon a lot better
shading
in the
everyone.
Music side, of their performances because she's like the rapper main dancer of their performances.
Yeah, which doesn't always get that much prominence in Girls' Generation songs, but she does stand out when she does.
Her and is it Yuri?
Yeah,
stand out a lot because of the like I want to dance right now.
Yeah. But then I think that if we're weighing up like the musical stuff outside of not including Taeyeon, then Tiffany would be the one who would be my
I was gonna say I agree when it's not Taeyeon and the inclusion of the music side of things. There's Tiffany and Jessica were the like Obviously, I don't know that we can include Jessica anymore, but
I mean,
if we're talking OT9, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like all members will be eligible for this.
Yeah, Jessica had that really not a fantasy. This is right for me, living in like a star, like thing going on, you know. But Tiffany, yeah, is a great vocalist as well. I don't know that because Taeyeon's such a god tier vocalist in that group that I don't think of the rest of them when I think of the other aspects like that. So, man, this is the trickiest one. I don't know. Taeyeon is like girls' generation to me, so that's like I could agree with you on like on a Tiffany. I do like Tiffany a lot.
I think for me, what got me with Tiffany was Born Again, a solo song. Like I love that song. It sounds very like Lana Del Rey kind of.
Yeah, she's done a lot. She's come to America. She's done a solo career here. She's done like Broadway
She's
style
been in
like play. She's really good on variety shows with them when they do stuff. Like she's very entertaining and all those. And outside of like Tai Chi Seo, right? Like with the like I mean her and Sohyun are also great vocalists,
great singers, yeah. And I have a huge amount of respect for Tiffany and what she's accomplished. Like given she did not have an easy upbringing and stuff. Like with her mom's suicide and her dad's like basically like becoming estranged and stuff, and her moving. She was like 14 when she moved to Korea and she didn't speak any Korean, and like, you know, just like what a ridiculous situation for someone to be in.
If I'm excluding Taeyeon for certain reasons, then Tiffany I would say is my other favorite member.
Yeah, I think we could agree on Tiffany.
We can agree on Tiffany. Sunny gets a little honorable mention from me because I do think she has a very memorable personality as well from the group that stands out.
Yeah.
Short hair queen as well, which always
true.
Is a good thing.
One of the OGs. one of the few people to make a Karen haircut look good.
Sistar. So interesting because obviously Hyolin's a big one. We watch a lot of her solo stuff and things of that nature. I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. Bora is my favorite member of Sistar.
That's not a curveball for me at all. Bora is my favorite member of Sistar as well.
Hey, let's go. That's pretty funny. I wasn't sure, like, if you were gonna be a Soyu, right?
I mean, I like all of the Soyu is one and Dasam the other. I do like all of Sistar as a group. I think they're a great unit. Like their like interactions with each other and stuff. The way they bounced off each other was really good. But Bora was great. Bora always stood out on variety shows, especially. And she, while you might think of Hyolyn a lot, I think Bora was a kind of a linchpin that people didn't necessarily appreciate as much in Sistar music.
They're kind of like sexy summer vibe to a lot of their music too. To me, Bora was like the member that really sold a lot of that vibe of their music at that point when they were doing that. No arguments for me. I'll go Bora every day for Sistar. And for anyone who's like maybe doesn't know Sistar very well, because they're like 4th gen fans mostly, just watch a video and you'll realize why Bora is a favorite pick.
Yeah.
Cherry Bullet. Also Bora, easy clap. Let's move on.
The Bora is. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're very familiar with the other members of Cherry Bullet, so I'm not. My Remy agenda probably won't go that far.
I do know Remy.
You do know Remy? Good.
I do. I follow their Instagram, and Remy basically like took over their Instagram completely. And
she did.
Was so adorable that I was like, okay, I guess I need to know who this is. And
she had short hair, which is always
yes, I think that was what made me actually go like, okay, I need to know who this is.
And I think Haeyoon will stand out to you over watching Produce 48 as well. But yeah, Bora, I think Bora won over the hearts of a lot of fans during Girls Planet. I think
vocally, I think she was the best contestant in that whole show.
Yeah,
and on talent and performances she gave, I feel she absolutely deserved to be in Kepler. But That's not how
And I'm
it
glad.
worked out.
Yeah, and I'm glad she is, and I think she would be wasted in terms of like the kind of songs that they're doing.
Vocally,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like she wouldn't be.
I just feel exposure wise, it would have
Yeah.
been really good for her, but
Oh, for sure, for sure. But
yeah, I totally know what you mean. Like vocally,
yeah,
she wouldn't have been doing anything too crazy.
yeah,
Bora's an easy one for me though. Bora's one of my favorite idols.
yeah. We can double Bora, no problem.
Bora, my
Which means
favorite
purple.
Bora of the Boras, because there's also
Top
Sua,
Boras. We do
who is also a Bora.
also a Bora. Yeah, we do a Bora tier list.
A Bora tier. Is there enough? Is there enough Boras?
Probably.
Cignature, Chase Soul, Easy Clap.
Yeah, Cignature is impossible for me because I love them all. I haven't been able to pick a bias. Like they literally they feel like a group of my friends.
Chase Soul reminds me of DIA's visual that we were talking about.
Cheon.
She has that just like so good looking that my eyeballs feel like they have to adjust to it, you know, like, you know, when you have like an adjustment period to what you're looking at.
Yeah, no, like, she has that like ice princess, like she looks like a Disney character. Yeah. Like it's like, yeah, she looks like someone drew her.
Yeah, it's like she's got those kind of visuals. It's like, if there is a god, he must hate me and really love her, because like...
yeah, she took all your bonus points. She's also like one of the most genuine and sweet people I've met. Like she's so sincere and so kind. And she
great vocal
remembers
covers on
things.
YouTube for anyone who wants
yes,
to...
she has a lovely voice, really soothing, pleasant voice. But yeah, I mean, every time I met her, she would always be like telling me about stuff that she remembered about what I'd said. She was like, "Oh, I remember what you said to me," and I was like crying about it and stuff like that. And I'm just like, "Oh my god!" She like, yeah, especially when you're up that close to her and she looks at you like right in the eyes. You're just like, yeah, it's hard not to melt immediately. Yeah. So, yeah, I can agree with Chase Soul.
If you agree on Chase Soul,
besties,
I'm writing it down. Chase Soul. And for anyone who doesn't know how visually striking she is, just go look it up. Because
stand signature.
You may need an adjustment period. It may blind you a little bit at first, but we're talking some Irene level visuals going on here. All right, CLC. CLC, man. Sorn, Eugen who's in Kepler. I know the other members' faces. I'm trying to put names to them, but the one that was in Good Girl and was blind, that is my favorite member. Yeah,
I think she would be mine too. Like, because Sorn was for me to begin with, but I kind of fell out of favor a little bit with Sorn's personality on social media and stuff. I started not really, she's said and done some things that are a bit questionable / racist, and I'm just kind of like, I don't really feel that strongly about her anymore.
Did she get Wendy canceled on Twitter?
Kinda, but like, yeah, she's just a bit kind of, a bit shallow. Let's to put it nicely.
Yeah, Yen is there for like a lot of it. I mean, very talented, very striking, and great personality.
Yen is gorgeous.
Yeah,
incidentally, but I think she stands out a lot in their music as well because she's the rapper, obviously, or one of the two rappers. But she has crazy duality. I think we saw that on Good Girl. Like she's such a cute person normally. And then,
but can do fierce like sexy
on stage. On stage, you're like, whoa! Like, where's the and the way her voice changes as well. I think, but on Good Girl, I think she showed sides to herself that people didn't necessarily know existed, especially in terms of her ability as a singer, and kind of revealing like vulnerability and stuff in the music that she wanted to do. She's also like a talented songwriter and stuff, which is always a plus, like writing her lyrics and things like that.
For sure.
Yeah, so I think and I wouldn't fight that.
I think we're both on agreement then. Is hers spelt with two E's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeeun.
Yeah, that's right. Nature.
Mm.
What was that? A Facebook notification?
It's the nature alarm. We mentioned it in the episode, so we get the ball.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a tricky one.
So for me, like this is where I mean, in a similar spot to Cignature, where I love them all, but Haru is my alt of alts. Like she has been my number one for a couple years now.
There was a time
I do love them all to an extent that I have no like no qualms.
There was a time I would have fought so like fiercely for Sunshine in this, but I feel like I'm completely deprived of Sunshine at this moment. There's no sun in my life.
Only rain.
The Aurora is obviously my other favorite in that group but yeah, Say Bomb is one of those ones that's like, wow.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with agreeing on Haru. She's a great dancer. She does stand out in performances. She does have a great personality in variety things I have seen of them.
Yeah.
I would be totally fine going with Haru.
Good.
So
I'm glad.
I have no. You gave me Chaeryeong, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, just to shill my girl a little bit, I think Haru is the best dancer in this generation. I think she is the best fourth gen dancer in at least out of girl groups. And that's not to say that there aren't a bunch of really really good dancers, because there absolutely are. But no, Haru is like incredible. And even if you don't know dance, and I don't really know dance that well, but when you watch her, you can tell that she hits stuff in a way that's like, if she went on like a Prodigy's show, she would have like Bae Jung would be standing up and applauding her, like rather than having anything sassy to say. Like that, and she is just one of the most genuine and adorable people that you can ever meet. And she's extremely forthright and goes to places I think that some idols are more hesitant to go to. I think the thing that she actually went like viral for last year, talking to my friend Robin, which is one of the fun things about being a fan of a group that small, is that you just know all the other fans. Where she like had prepared a little speech about supporting LGBTQ people, and it was during Pride Month last year or something. Maybe it was even 2 years ago. No, it's last year.
It's COVID time.
No, was it? No, it must have been 2 years ago. Yeah, Jesus, I don't know. Can't remember. No, it must have been last year. And yeah, she gave a big speech about like loving who you want to love and stuff like that, and just the same kinds of stuff that like idols normally are hesitant to go into detail about saying, right? Yeah. And that's just the kind of person that she is. Like if she thinks something strongly, then she's gonna say it.
Yeah, because great. I feel with a bias, the great personality does have to go with like the great talent. Because I mean there are some I wouldn't care that much if they were like totally mean or something, but like Seulgi I do like so much because she is so nice and endearing. But if Seulgi was like a total mean person or whatever, I would still love Seulgi, because it's like, you know, it's still that amazing. But
and like my friend made a necklace for me to give to her, which I went to the company and gave it to the staff in person. And then at a video call event, which she didn't know that I was going to be a part of, she was wearing it just in the event that I happened to be one of the people on the course. And when she saw that I was there, she was so excited to show me that she was wearing it and stuff. And it's just like, you know, that kind of connection is I can't top it.
It would be cool if there was like a competition of like the dancing, like the idols that are known for dancing competing against each other, like like if
that she would actually get an invite to, rather than being
but like if her like Momo and Chaeryeong and a lot of these like big dancers in the industry and stuff, like
she'd lose her mind, because Momo is her like well, Momo is the reason she became an idol.
Oh, okay.
Because they're both Japanese, both dancers. Like it's a fairly obvious connection. Like she used to carry a Momo photo card in her phone case.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
So Haru, I'm in agreement with that on Nature. She's really talented, so I have no problem with that. Billy.
Speaking of Japanese idols, that stand out a lot.
It's Suki, right?
Yeah.
She's crazy with the facial expression changes. Like definitely if you watch a Billy performance, especially that song or whatever how it goes, like
Ginga Minga Yo.
Yeah. If you like, obviously she stands out.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Crazy extent, yeah. Like and that's not to disrespect the others, because I think the others are a really strong. They're a really strong group in general, actually. There's a lot to like about them. But yeah, Suki kind of single-handedly propelled them into the public consciousness in Korea. And Sua has, she's had popularity because she was in YG, she was in the Future 21 lineup, which is the possibility of that group, there being a group in the world with like Minsua and Soyeon from Promise 9 and Yuha in it is like what could have been. But
Miyeon was technically in like YG around a point too, right?
She was, but she was in the pre-Blackpink lineup rather than the Future 21 lineup. Gotcha. Different thing. But anyway, yeah, Suki. She also this is getting to the point where it's just me flexing, but I met Billy at a fansign a few months ago, and Suki told me that we're best friends. So I feel like I'm obligated to support that. I can't back
Moonsua is a short hair queen, but I agree that Suki is when I think of Billy, I think of Suki.
Yeah, I mean, I think of the two of them, but and I think probably Korea does as well, because like those were the two that went on Knowing Bros. And stuff like
I saw some of their variety show stuff too, and she's really good at the variety side of things as well.
Yeah, she's a great personality.
I saw her interactions with Sakura, where she fangirled over Sakura on Knowing Brothers, which was really adorable.
Yeah.
Suki's TSUKI, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree on that though in that case, especially since that like Fan Cam of her propelled them to a lot more fame.
Yeah.
We have Purple Kiss. It's changed so much. So it was Dozy because of obvious reasons. And then it was Yuki because of obvious reasons. And then recently I've also liked I'm blanking on her name. Obviously Swan is great too because of vocals. Vocally she really stands out. But I'm gonna say Yuki personally for me.
Okay, so yeah, for me it's similar as well. I was like, Dozy, and then Yuki, and now I-DLE for me has been the one who, because she's very cute, and I tend to like cute a lot.
Let me think if that's who I'm thinking of, because I was just getting bias wrecked recently in their videos.
The others are Naon and Goen. Both of whom are on Produce 48.
I know her because of Produce 48. They go on.
Yeah.
Girl, she's also like a big vocalist of their not Goen. Man, I just saw the Yuki pictures. I looked it up again. Goddamn.
So I think Yuki is your pick.
Yuki is definitely my pick. Yeah.
Yeah. I can concede to Yuki. Like she, and especially in the recent era. Although I was really disappointed with I was really disappointed with that song.
Well, the other one they had was better.
Yeah.
Pretty Psycho or whatever, right?
Yeah. But I think Yuki was extremely prominent in this era and was making me take notice.
She stands out the most to me when I watch their stuff.
Yeah,
and that's not just because of short hair. I mean, she does just stand out as well.
I like Dozy. I can't deny. She has a huge amount of presence as well. But Yuki recently has been doing work.
both want agreement there. I feel like when there is a Japanese idol in the group, we seem to be a fan of them.
It's almost always coincidence, I swear. But
yeah, it's complete coincidence that all my favorite members of Twice are the J line. I swear.
I don't know about that.
Momoland is the next one, and listen, this is a similar situation where I went through a couple different favorites, but I have settled on Jane.
On Jane, okay.
But Ain's Instagram for a moment had me melting and
I don't know what happened with Ahin, because Ahin, when she when at the start she was like kind of cutesy. Like, she had short hair. It's actually one of the few occasions, I think, where someone has gotten long hair and then started wilding rather than the other way around.
She
like, yeah, she went blonde, and it was just it was all downhill from there. Like, honestly, she would, yeah. But for me, it's Hyebin, who had the really short the, like,
no, I know who you're talking about. Surprisingly, I know the Momoland members.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm surprised
know why.
to hear Jane. Jane doesn't normally get.
I think I've just seen enough content or something to know them. And Nancy is obviously a big one that stands out as well because she is Nancy. But I don't know. Maybe if Jane isn't one you agree on, Ayn I feel like is the middle ground for us.
Yeah, I think we could pick Ayn as a middle ground. And is also, as lethal as she is on Instagram, but her she's an extremely talented singer. Like,
and in the music videos, she does stand out a lot as well. Not just being like, they're all hot, so it's not like I'm watching it and I'm just like,
and they'll tell you that if you watch I'm So Hot, they'll be the first to let you know.
But yeah, Ahin for many reasons is it Ahin how you say it?
Ahin, yeah.
Ahin, okay, yeah. I feel like she's an easy one for us to agree on.
Or Cindy, as her English name is.
What is the English name?
Cindy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had to like not open Instagram for a little while.
Yeah. Every time I just be like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like I couldn't be teaching and just casually open my Instagram.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm totally agreement on that one. Jane, in my opinion, is best girl, but we can gloss over that.
Yeah.
Wiki Becky.
Gosh.
Me and you are gonna probably fight the hardest on this one, comparably to like Sonishide.
I don't think so. If you're gonna say Yujong, I'll gladly.
I'm gonna say Yujong.
No, I love Yujong. Like my Roki Meki bias is actually Lua, but no, I like
not
Yujong is. No, yeah, it's Doyon's my cheat code.
Wiki Meki is one of those ones like from S9 where I stare at the group and I'm like,
they're an extremely visual group.
Well, I guess I'm looking across,
Wimi and Promise actually I think are probably the two like highest average visual, like, yeah, they're just like, oh my god, everyone is crazy.
There's just something I like so much about Yujong, and
yeah, she has something about her that is just extremely appealing in many ways.
She has a bit of that Sunghi from Oh My Girl thing where I like them in variety things so much too, like where they're just so good at it, you know, like but yeah, Yujong in the group itself is who stands out to me the most when watching videos as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she obviously has a huge like prominence in the group in general, but it's she's great. We love Yujong.
That's 2 thumbs up one for me.
Yeah.
Easier than I thought. I thought maybe you were kind of because when we were on IOI and you were shilling that Doyeon pick.
I've thought about this for many years. You see, I've had this all figured out.
So I thought Wiki Meki came around. It was just like round 2.
Yeah, that's just because of Lua. Lua's like done a lot for me in Wiki
Meki. We have GWSN.
I'm firmly aboard the SSN. You board the SSN?
SN?
You know SSN's the name of the ship you catch in Pokemon.
Oh, Okay. But what? Wait, in
There's a member called Anne. I'm saying I'm on
okay.
board. Yeah, I wasn't suggesting that she's a member of the shit stuff.
Let me refresh
Well, you were talking before
names.
about killer bangs.
Yes.
Anne has had bangs that were just like you could set your watch to those.
Oh my god, Mia is like a fucking.
Well, then there's Mia. Yeah, so like.
As I look through here, I'm remembering that Minju, and Lena were my two favorites.
Okay.
But I'm looking at Anne, and you will not have to have a fierce fight about this one because that. Okay. Yeah. Oh.
Excellent.
Okay. I see what you're talking about with the bangs. Yeah,
I'm not. Join me aboard the SSN.
I really love GWSN music, but I don't have like a fierce a connection to like a bias in that group. So
yeah,
I'm fine with Anne.
I think Mia is the one that tends to stand out for a lot of people just because she has a very unique style. She's like very tomboyish.
Yes, definitely. As I looked at picture of the group again, I was like, oh, I remember Mia.
Yeah, I think Mia has more fans than GWSN have fans at this point. But
she's probably a lot of girl crush moments going on there.
Yeah, she's very popular among the gays. But yeah, so, and for me, I also love like Anne likes to Anne wilds out a lot, and then the other members, especially Seokyoung, tries to like stop her. Like there was one where she started like shaking her ass around, and they were like, the other members were like, no, cut the camera. They were leading.
Is that because she's a Machne?
They're like, you can't see this. No, she's not the Machne.
They just don't want to.
they're just conservative. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on agreement though. GWSN music, for anyone who doesn't know, slaps.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
So now we have T-ara. So yeah. I'm a bit of a Hyomin guy. Like
you are a Hyomin guy. Yeah. I think when you were watching like old T-ara music videos and stuff, yes. Every time you were like, oh, hold on. Like who's that? Who's that one? Who's that one? And every time it was Hyomin. So yeah, that decision was kind of made for you. For me, I'm Team Curie. I have been for many years. I feel like she was massively underappreciated for a lot of T-ara's career. Now they're down to just the four of them, she finally has some lines and stuff. But I won't fight you too hard on her.
She's the other really strikingly beautiful one. Not to say that they're not all very pretty, but
I'd say Jiyeon is the most like recognizable visual. Jiyeon is the one who's IU's like bestie.
Gotcha. I'm gonna use the old Google on this one again. I know Hyomin very well, but if I'm thinking the rest of the group at the moment, oh, okay, Park Jiyeon.
Yeah.
Oh wow, who's Eunjung?
Eunjung is the other member.
I'm gonna make.
The other one of the.
I'm going to make an Eunjung stance right now.
Just like that. I mean, I love Eunjung as well. Actually, she's great.
So Hwayoung's the one, right, that you're talking about?
No, God, no.
Oh wait, am I wrong? Wait, who?
No, Hwayoung is the snake, the one that we.
Oh, that I know who you're.
Yeah. No, we don't talk about her. No, Kiri, literally QRI is the one who's my girl.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I have no problems with that.
But honestly, I'm more than happy with any one of them at this point.
When I think of T-ara, I think of Hyomin.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Hyomin stands out in a way that's like
she's one of the most unique visuals in K-pop. I still remember very distinctly, like her when I think of like visual side of idols. If you're cool with Hyomin, that's easily my favorite.
Yeah,
I will totally fight for Eunji right now, though. We can totally go from this.
Yeah, and Eunjung is she's a great character actually, and she's had short hair. Like
sorry, I said Eunji.
She's had she's had short hair like for a long a long portion of their career, so that's an added plus for you.
Yeah. That the first picture that showed up was her with like a short hair bob. That's what happened.
Yeah.
We have some. I just wrote down two big ones that we forgot, which was Kara and FX.
Oh God. You just want.
I just want to make you cry, I guess. But Brave Girls is who we're on right now.
Okay.
So before we even get to that, Brave Girls is an easy one for me. Squirtle.
Yeah, it's me too. Youjung.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's impossible not to be drawn to her when you watch them perform, right? Like,
She's
see them
like somehow what Joy would call sexy cutie, you know, like the like it fits that like, to the T. Like,
yeah, she's kind of similar to Joy in many ways, right? Where like her normal kind of personality is kind of dorky and funny and like not like a bombshell, but then when she's performing, it's like whoa. But like I remember like Youjung's like Maxim shoot from a while ago, and you were like, oh, good lord, like, and she's certainly one of the chestier idols, but yeah, her personality is great, and she is just whenever she loves performing so much, and you can really tell, and it just makes you enjoy watching Brave Girls.
Yeah, the fun she has while performing really stands out when you watch performances. Like,
yeah,
it fits that summer kind of vibe they do with Chami and Bairam and stuff like so well too. Like it like embodies her, in my opinion. I'm Squirtle's an easy one for me. Youjung, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's easy enough for me on that one. Brave Girls. I thought maybe you might make a fight for like Minyoung.
I do like Minyoung a lot.
Sorry, Minyoung,
I think Minyoung's kind of little like arc over Queendom, I think, was something that probably appealed to me a lot.
Yeah, she does have such a like shy, sweet personality.
Yeah,
that came across through Queendom really well. But yeah, I don't know. It's easy for me. Youjung just easily stands out to be in that group. All right, we're on the last three, which is Kara, FX, EXID.
Oh, I think we also forgot G-Friend.
Oh, G-Friend? Oh, well, yeah, you're right. G-Friend's an easy one for me, though. That's Yuju all day, every day.
Okay. Mine would be UMG. But maybe we could, if we wanted to spin it, we could have Yuju for G-Friend and UMG for Viviz.
We could. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
If you want to do it like that.
Shinbi, though, bro. Oh, my God.
Here we go.
Like... And then I think of the leader from G-Friend. I think of that performance of Hush, you know, with Joy and so on. With I mean, there's a lot. They're all great members. If you do Yuju for G-Friend, I'd do UMG easily for Viviz.
Okay.
I do really like UMG. I do think she has one of the like sweetest personalities in K-pop.
For sure.
I think she's got that very like because when you watched like Queendom, she almost seems like she's a little timid to what the other members are doing or something, you know, like when Yuna's so over the top with the egg yolk and stuff, it should be so like kind of the way their two personalities were coming across, and UMG was like in between.
UMG I think is the most relatable from those situations in many ways.
Yeah,
and that I think is a big part of her appeal. She's extremely down to earth.
Yeah, I think Yuju for G-Friend, the vocal importance was just so much like.
And I think that perhaps we felt it more after Viviz.
When you watch Viviz do a G-Friend,
but then also for you do the pole dance.
Oh my God, Bago alone is enough for Yuju to be in the bias list.
Yeah, I think so. And her solo music.
I have not heard it yet.
Have you not? You haven't had play yet?
I'm going to have the chance now because I'm going to have Goran for reactions for some of the stuff that's happening.
Chain him to that chair.
Yeah. If anything, if I don't get him when we're doing these other ones, I'll have to do like a solo reaction or something to it. But yeah, it's
okay.
I have heard it's possibly a song of the year, so I will have to check it out. Kara.
So Hara was my Kara bias. I mean, she still is my Kara bias. I think not being on the mortal plane anymore doesn't necessarily mean that they stop being your bias, right?
Yeah.
I think Hara stood out to me in Kara like right away. Kara were one of the first K-pop groups I saw, and I remember watching the music video for Step. And she's right in the middle and stuff, but there was something about her visuals and the way, and her like smiling away in the back when they were like just doing those like kind of more freestyle-y parts of the video and stuff really stood out, and she just captured my heart from that point on.
I would say she's an easy pick
too.
as a bias of this group, but she does stand out the most when you watch anything of their music, especially the la 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 la. But I've also seen like variety clips of her, Hani, and Heechul that are really funny.
Yeah, they did a show together. Yeah.
So she kind of covers all that range. So I agree. Yes. Now we have FX, which I guess is a tricky one in the sense of like, there's Amber, there's Jessica's sister Victoria.
Crystal.
Victoria. No, Victoria is a member, but
Victoria is the Chinese member.
Okay. Yes. FX for me, I don't have a strong attachment.
Not to Loona.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, I'm totally forgetting that she's in If I Never Wanna Be Like Madonna.
Yeah, I mean, for me, mine is Sully because I just love pain. But
oh yeah, I forgot how we just did two extremely painful things back to back.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I totally forgot about that with FX.
But no, I think Loona, I think is I mean, Sully obviously left the group like before everything, so, and after that it was Loona for me as well. There was a time right at the start when I first discovered FX that Amber was one who stood out to me, but that was just because she was the rapper and it was like, oh, I can, and she had a name that was kind of distinct, and it was like, okay, I can.
Crystal visually is a big kind of standout.
She looks like Jessica.
Yeah,
so there's that. Yeah.
FX, I'd easily agree with Loona though, for obvious reasons. Loona slaps, and if anyone hasn't, Madonna deserves so much more recognition as a really great solo.
Yeah, it's crazy to me because I feel like there's so many people in who are K-pop fans, even the people who aren't necessarily fans of FX, they were like, they know Free Somebody, and they know that Free Somebody bangs, and then just where were people to listen to Madonna?
One of the songs of the year that around
so
that
good.
time, dude. Like, it was so good.
Yeah,
slapped, especially like the pre-chorus, like bam, like MIDI. God, I just want to shill that song. Like, that song is so good.
It's great.
EXID is super simple for me. Hani is just like, Hani is everything.
Yeah, I mean,
I do know that
Hani
the
is
vocals
great.
of the leader are amazing. Solji, right?
Solji, yeah. For me, it's it would actually be Hyerin, but Hani, I think, is definitely going to be a more
She's the other one who took
bias.
the vocal responsibility when Solji was gone. Yes, okay, and then
did like a way better job than she had any right to. Everyone was like, "Damn, like, where was this?"
There's the maknae that has
Zhonghua.
Also sexy cutie vibe, just like Joy would describe. Hani for me though, like in variety, she's just so entertaining.
Hani is
and her fan cam essentially carried their group to fame.
She gave them that was their Brave Girls moment. Like, that was what actually kept the group alive, not just kind of propelled them. It was what ensured they had a career. Yeah, I think Hani, I think, is a fair pick. Someone else we forgot was To Anyone.
You're right. Yeah. I feel so bad. I feel like it's such a legendary group.
Just as why they didn't go in the higher tier that you wanted to put them in the.
Dude, man,
don't even remember them.
This is an easy one for me, because I mean, I know there's CL who is iconic, obviously. Solo career and iconic in the group. What is the young one's name? Minzy. Park Bom is... The voice of Park Bom is so unique, obviously. Like, stands out so much. I'm an Uni fan, okay? I like the Uni lines in groups, okay? I don't know if anyone knows this. If they see my list, I have a lot of Unis in my list. I know that she's from the Philippines, mixed kind of thing as well, which is she's one of the weird kind of dynamics.
You're picking Dara.
Yes, I'm picking Dara. I always thought that was a little. She's huge in the Philippines or something too, right? Because she's like half Filipino, half Korean. Yeah, Dara is my favorite member of 2NE1 because when I think of originally when I saw, like, she stands out a lot in the group, but I don't know if that's just because she's so ridiculously good looking or not.
She is a literal vampire. Like, she has not aged in 30 years by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
But I wouldn't fight a CL pick for obvious reasons.
My pick would be Minzy, but I never felt massively strongly about to anyone on an individual level. I do like Dara, so I'm not mad about that at all.
We're doing a Dara pick. Not only do we put 2NE1 late in the game, but then we don't pick CL, who is arguably so influential.
That makes us cool. I guess I can like rattle off a few other groups and see if there's anyone that you like that stands out, or anyone that you know that you're like, oh yeah, this person we didn't mention. Just ones that I included on my own little list. So first, Dream Notes. I don't know if you're familiar with the Dream Note members.
I know the group because "A Ghost" is a song that slaps, but I don't know the members at all.
Okay. Then there's Elris or Alice.
I do know Dream Note. Hold on. Dream Note has a ridiculous visual that I think you and me will both agree on. And I've said it like every time I see their videos. Is it Moon Sine I'm thinking of?
What?
I think maybe maybe she was just my favorite member then when I'm looking at photos. Or is it Sumin? No, it's Boney. Boney's my favorite.
Boney's my favorite.
Boney's my favorite, and that's because if you can
Minsune is Lara. I was like, who the hell is Minsune?
Obvious reasons, Boney was my favorite member of Dream.
Okay, because mine is UI.
Okay.
And that's because of her eyes. She has eyes that just pierce into you.
I see in the photo. Okay, yeah. But like, I'm gonna go Boney, and I'm gonna do a hard pick on that one.
You're just gonna hard pick Boney? Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Boney.
At least we have some representation. I'm happy with it in general.
The other ones you named, I don't. Who did you name after that?
UI and Miso was the other
one.
No,
the groups. I mean.
Oh, the other group. So, Elris or Alice, mostly just because of Bella.
I know who they are. I just don't know.
She's the girl who looks like Navis, like the AI from Aespa. Yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. It's fine. Yeah, you can put J if you want. Fiesta. Did you ever have a Fiesta?
I know who they are, obviously, because I've definitely been shown them. I can't name a member though.
Because for me, Kaolu was one of my first like biases when I was getting into K-pop.
I do know who she is. Kaolu, she's Chinese, right? I've seen her on variety things.
Yeah, she was really like big. She was actually reminds me of Ugi a lot. Like she had the same kind of ability to carry a variety show.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, she's the only one I think I actually know.
Oh, you know Yezi as well, the rapper.
Oh, okay, Yezi. Oh shit.
But Yezi will be Yezi is going to be a solo pick for me.
Okay.
So
I forgot she's from Fire. Okay.
Yeah.
The only one I can think of now is it was just on my brain, and now I've lost it. So never mind. I think we've covered just about like. Oh no, I was thinking Hello Venus is a big one that we skipped out on.
Yeah. And who? Well, actually, that's a good question. Who would you pick for Hello Venus? You're gonna pick Alice, right?
Of course.
And I guess I'll have to. I was gonna say, mate, like, is Lime not the like representative of the podcast?
I don't
in
care.
her own way because of the influence of Apple Hip. But
I don't care.
We can pick Alice.
Alice is the wink queen of the world. Okay, Double Wink is a close second for me.
And she's dropped some city pop heaters in her own time.
I know that Nara is a very famous member of their group or something too, right?
Yes, yeah, very. Couple others. Stella. I don't know if you know Stella.
I know the group. I know they're very sexy style, and I just can't remember the members.
Yeah,
individually.
Gugudan.
Oh, Gugudan, stay John.
So well then does that mean we can pull the IOI?
No, it means we have two Sejong something.
Or for Gugudan you for Gugudan you could pick Mina.
Who is Mina?
Mina with the satellite dishy ears. If you search a picture of Mina Gugudan, you'll be like, oh yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Okay, I just was remembering that Gugudan video I'd seen not that long ago. But
yeah.
I do know who you're talking about. Mina, like Mina, like Mina from Twice, right?
Yeah. Okay. Other ones probably won't know these, but like Laboom, Light Sun,
for
Luna,
for credit, I would have done Sejong twice.
Purpleback, Daya, Tribe, Red
Daya,
Square.
Chaeyoung.
Okay.
Chaeyoung. Ending Fairy, the lady who created the Ending Fairy for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, the original.
All right. Just rapid fire these.
Yeah.
I think we covered this looks like.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid lineup. And then we can add some.
We did like 43 girl groups and picked a bias. If we forgot your fave, it's not on purpose. We left out some groups like we were gonna leave out Stacey. I just kind of rapid fired that in there. We left out like weekly and things like that.
Because my bias and weekly is June and she just left.
I don't know weekly members. I should, because I-DLE in our Discord put like an entire presentation of the weekly members.
Did he? Okay,
yeah, and I picked a favorite. Oh no, I do have a favorite weekly member. I'm being a jackass. Monday.
Is it Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. Monday's the easiest one to remember.
Monday is my favorite. Well, no, she's just
we can put Monday. Let's put Monday.
Yeah, Monday's my favorite member.
There you go.
And I remember that because she had a cool cover of a song I really like.
She's an extremely talented, but like she can rap and sing it really, really, really well.
Yeah, Woo-ah. Let's what?
Woo-ah.
Woo-ah.
Woo-ah's really hard for me.
I don't. I know there's that really popular girl that's a visual Nana or whatever, but I think who's the pink hair girl?
Soda.
I'd pick Soda.
We can go with Soda. Yeah, Minsa was probably mine, but Sora's kind of got me lately.
I think we made a. Yeah, I can't think of anyone. We're just missing like one of the most legendary groups in K-pop, but I can't think of anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Soloists?
Yeah, Soloists. We're just doing top 10, right?
I think 10 overall, so like 5 each, where 5 like unique ones each.
Yeah, is that the best way to, you think?
I guess. So. Maybe we can always just throw more in if we feel like there's some glaring.
For sure. This is just kind of for anyone who's still here with us, this is our little bonus here at the end of the video. We're just gonna do top 10 female soloists. We'll do it like we have to complete a top 10, and maybe each one of us gets to pick a 5.
Okay.
So, do you want to do it one by one?
Sure.
So, rather than having it on maybe if we both just agree by the numbers.
Yeah.
Because it's top 10. Number 1, IU for me.
Yeah.
Is easy. On a number 2, I would have to say Taeyeon.
Okay. Damn, take that on me. Wow.
I was thinking of Sunmi like I had put her in Wonder Girls in the girl group thing, but
We didn't even
do
touch Wonder Girls.
Oh my god. No. I take that back.
We
I
maybe
take that back.
how
I
do
take that back. I take
how
that
do you
back.
want to do it?
I take that back. No. I do still agree number one IU though. When I think of the whole career and catalog,
Yeah.
I do agree with number one IU. This is a bias list of soloists though, like bias list. Fuck. Sunmi is my number one.
It doesn't have to be about the music only.
Yeah, it's not about the music. All right, we're starting over. Hold on, I'm scratching that out. Sunmi is my number one.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I won't try and fight you for Sunmi because I know that Sunmi is like your alt, so I can't.
I don't have like a problem with IU because to me IU is god tier in all categories.
Yeah,
I do think she's just like on that level that's like almost untouchable in career wise. But it's my personal opinion. Sunmi is my like absolute favorite idol in. But this list is me and you mutually agreeing for the podcast.
I'm more than happy, like I said, to have
Sunmi number one.
Sunmi,
okay,
yeah.
I use an easy number two for
IU.
me then, right there.
Yeah.
Sunmi, IU top two.
And then what we would have Taeyeon number three.
Taeyeon is definitely right there. Yeah. Taeyeon's right there with both of them for me. That's the thing. Is Taeyeon 3 for you, or do you have another one you wanna argue in there?
No, it's okay.
No, let's hear it. I'm willing to listen to a presentation of
no. I don't have a strong case to make for it. But when I was like personally thinking of my like soloists, I put Yukika in that up there.
Ooh, she is good. I do like Yukika, especially.
But yeah, I'm not gonna try and claim that Yukika should be above Taeyeon in like a soloist.
Yeah, I just think when I think of these three ladies that we have written here, that's an easy holy trinity going on there, like of soloists.
Yeah, and Yukika recently got engaged, so her stock's fallen. I'm joking. By the way, please don't take that seriously. But she did get short hair, which really pushed her back up.
Between Sunmi and IU, who has been active longer as a career in general?
Sunmi just
because of unless girls, right?
Yeah, by 1 year, unless you consider the fact that Sunmi obviously had a hiatus where she wasn't active. In terms of like,
right?
in terms of like consistently active, then it's IU. But in terms of early debut days,
Taeyeon's been active for a crazy long time too. I mean, all three of them have just crazy.
It's 2007, and 2008. Like
Taeyeon, dude, I gotta tell you, recently, oh my god, dude, like she came close to being my number one of just idols.
Yeah, Taeyeon it's like she almost came in reminding everyone like, oh hey, remember that I'm not to be forgotten, even like I still have so much left to offer as a soloist, let alone whatever the hell Girls' Generation are going to do this year, which is could change the world. But Christ, that's in like 2 months now. So I can't dispute Taeyeon's placement.
4. All right, let me think about this. There's BB, I really like a lot. Yuna has a really good solo career. BB, it would be my personal number 4 here. Actually, no, I'm gonna say Yerin Beck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say Yerin Beck.
Okay.
We agree on that.
You're never gonna hear any argument from me about Yerin.
I also have like the volunteers kind of in my mind with that, but Did
you see what she posted on Instagram yesterday for her birthday?
No, but I feel like I need to now.
Good lord. She's just like, oh hey, it's my birthday, so I'm gonna wear like fucking lingerie and just pose with a cake. And she was like, I'm gonna make it like, if you're religious, don't look, or something. The caption. I was like, my goodness, Yara,
hold on, I need to see this in live time now.
I was shocked, given that she's
I'll let people in watching the video search it up themselves. I'm not going to show that to the camera.
No, it's a bit of a shock. But okay, but Yeren in fourth, fine. Where does Yukika go? Yukika's got to be in here somewhere.
I'll give you Yukika top 5 placement. I did really like what I've seen, and that city pop kind of song that we checked out slapped.
I mean, all of her music is city pop.
No, I know, but that
most recent one
with the sniffing picture or whatever. Like
yeah.
The bass slapped in
the slap, literally slap.
What's the one really kind of adorable video she had where she's walking through the neighborhood?
Loving You.
Stuff? Okay, that's a really good one too.
Loving You.
Yukika? Okay.
Yeah.
Yukika, right?
Yeah.
Will you give me a BB at number 6?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to give you BB at number 6.
I really think BB's music is super high tier, obviously, but then my god, the videos are enough to kill me.
BB's wild, and like honestly, like she's had one of the most remarkable ascents. Like,
yeah, I just saw her on Good Morning America.
Like, well, you're like, what the fuck? Like, and you know, when you're looking at the K-pop artists that have been making moves in America, doing shows like that, like, you know, you got your BTSs, your Blackpinks, and then there's like, you know, Stray Kids, Itzy, Monster X, and stuff, and then. Like, I don't think anyone had BB being on their bingo card for the first like soloist to be doing that. A girl, you know, who Yunmire picked up off SoundCloud and was like, "Oh, hey, you seem good. You want to join my label?"
Is Tiger JK involved with her or whatever too? Right?
Yeah, he's the Tiger JK and Yunmire, the married couple, and they're the like joint
They've done
CEOs
a really good job at
how
they market BB, like.
And you wouldn't have thought necessarily that they might not have had the resources and stuff to get her out there. And I know 88 Rising has been a big factor in that. But yeah, it's incredible. She's being on it like Entertainment Weekly or whatever it was, and and Good Morning America. Like,
I feel like she's only gotten better too.
Yeah,
like as far as music side of things too. But like what is it, the Bad Sad Mad or whatever, like the video where she's got like the
and bondage gear and stuff is just like, well, all right. Madam,
it's not for the faint of heart. I'll just
she has a very clear grasp on the arts that she wants to do. I feel like this is something that her and Yeren share in common, that like they know exactly what style they want.
Yeah, Yeren just got number 4 for me because she wins a little more musically for me.
Yeah. Yeren is more of a refined musician, I think. But I really appreciate them both as artists for doing, knowing what they want to do and doing it.
It's kind of tricky for me after this because these are like my favorite solo artist. So now that at least by far my favorite female solo artist, I'm thinking. You know who, funny enough, I listen to a lot as a solo artist is Yua from Oh My Girl, because
that's a great album.
That song just slaps. So
how
Diver,
deep, how deep, how deep, how deep.
Yeah, I mean, I think her solo release stuff is so good. Like,
okay, so let me tell you the names I have on my remaining on my like soloist list, and you can see if you have an issue with any of them. Okay. So, Yezi, who we mentioned before, like lethal, great rapper, great singer,
really good,
really strong concept. Yeah. Sun Seung-yeon, arguably best vocalist in the country.
You're not gonna have to pull my arm on that one. I mean,
just like a singer, just like a singer of singers. And in the similar vein, I-DLE.
Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, I don't know how Jamie's good too.
Yeah, and then the last one for me, Anyeon.
I can give you Anyeon. It's very unique and it does stand
again like a real artistry, you know, like just doing what she wants to do.
I'm thinking in order now. We have 7, 8, 9, 10. I love Loona because of Madonna so much, but I don't listen to like.
We've already picked Loona. I don't think we're gonna
I
pick.
don't listen to other stuff from her too much too. In out of those picks, I would do I-DLE next.
Okay.
I do think, as far as incredible talent and good music, like I-DLE.
I think because I-DLE has solo music, like something is unbelievable, but it's mainly like her covers of
her actual talent and stuff that I'm remembering more than actual songs. Things like that. I would give you Onyeun next because of how creative I feel she is.
Yeah.
Is it spelled AHNYEUN?
YEEUN.
YEEUN. Okay, so it's spelled like that. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Let me fix that. Okay, so then we have two left, and we have a lot of we have Yezi, we have Jamie, we have Song Seung-young. Yua. I want to put Yua in the top 10 because I feel like Yua's music.
You won't hear me fighting about putting Yua in. Another one I think we could also consider is Youngji.
For rap, right?
Yeah, and also just her personality.
Yeah, she's great. I'm just thinking of how much she carried Hyolin's performance.
I mean, yeah. Hyolyn herself could be
I know. Hyolyn could definitely be on here as well. I personally, for the next two, would do Yua and Yezi.
Okay. I won't disagree with that.
Would you be on agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good, solid tier top 10. And Yua was someone I liked so much that I wanted to pick her in Oh My Girl, but Arin's just so ridiculous. But
this gives us that.
But
that gives
her
us
solo career is legitimately really good. Like it's
like Bon Voyage is a fantastic EP. Like really good.
I feel she's gonna, after Oh My Girl, she's gonna have a really good career from what I've seen. Like it's
I don't know, maybe what's still while doing Oh My God doesn't have to be one.
I don't know. I just never know how long the life of is. It's
well she renewed her contract, so they've still got a good few years in. So
well, for anyone who needs a synopsis of that soloist list, it is number 1 Sunmi, number 2 IU, number 3 Taeyeon, number 4 Yerin Beck, number 5 Yukika, number 6 BB, number 7 I-DLE, and then number 8 Onyeun, number 9 Yua, number 10 Yezi.
Okay. Yeah, there's already some honorable really mentions in there.
Yezi was very recently shown to me a lot because of
certain music videos that were just certain
music videos where
right.
And actually short hair combo with the white top thing going on. I don't
her song Mamamoo from I've lost all perception of time after COVID, so I'm just like, when did music happen?
No, COVID years now, I think it's 2.5 years now or some shit. Blends together as
I've just got no idea
for me.
But that Mamamoo was fucking amazing, and it's like one of my favorite rap performances from a soloist that I've had in a while. Again, and then honorable mentions like Youngji. I think Youngji's only going to get better, and I think it's only a matter of time before Youngji drops an album that's like blows everything away, basically.
Yeah, Youngji's music I'll have to know better to have her in my top 10. I know her so much as appearances in
features and stuff.
And stuff.
And then also the people like Yuri. I think Yuri and Yena are soloists.
Fuck! We need to redo this list.
Do we?
Yes. Oh my god. Eunbi in my top 10.
No, we've already put
I know we've had her there. All right, let's think about Yuri and Yena then, because they are really good.
They are. I shouldn't have said anything.
I don't know who I could replace. So.
That's the thing. I can't replace, but I feel like
to be seen, because I must say,
it could be
we could end up being. They have a small amount of releases right now.
Yeah.
And in the future, I do think I want to see what Yena does next a lot. She was so good in this debut that I'm so curious where she's gonna go now, because it was that good. I'm like, what are you gonna do now? When I watched IVE, okay, you just had the most banging debut ever. What is gonna happen after this? If she goes even close to having something Love Dive after like I've did after 11. You know,
Oh,
Yena's
you mean just in terms of like
in
releasing a
terms of
really
like
strong
how the
follow-up?
quality, in terms of
Yeah.
the quality of the follow up. In my opinion, I've did even better after. You know, so I'm curious if Yena can do even better than Smiley after.
Yeah.
You know. For now, I think that's really good. I think we did a good job on those picks. I'm sure someone somewhere will really hate what we did with some of these.
We'll be hosting a show on Mnet where the soloists that we mentioned are all going to be in a group together that we're making.
Well, if we had Jamie and Yeren Beck on there,
Yeah, the 15 and reunion.
Yeah. Feel free to disagree with some of our picks with reasons why, valid reasons why your bias is better than our bias pick in some of these groups. At the end of the day,
I will tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we were pretty objective. Like Solgi, obviously, is hands down the easiest bias pick in Red Velvet. Like, come on, like you're being crazy if you don't agree with that. You think I don't want to shill for Irene all day on here? Okay.
Look how much he's changed.
Behind me. Look at what's staring
joy.
at you behind me. I mean, Solgi's also staring at you behind me. But right next to Sunmi. Who's sitting right next to Sunmi over there behind me?
I can only see sunshine.
Actually, I'd like to apologize to Sunmi for nearly making the gravest of mistakes in that solo list.
No, knowing that she's been watching all of these since we did the deep dive.
Oh yeah, she's been watching every. She DMs how big a fan she is at the end of each one of these.
Yeah.
Anyways, that has been our girl group biased for, and then also soloist bias pick, and then like anything.
Stay tuned for dudes. We'll do a dude episode.
Yeah, we'll do a dude episode. Dudes.
At some point.
It's gonna be pretty easy on there for me because I don't have that many that are my favorites. It's pretty simple. There's Baekhyun, there's Changmin, there's Felix, and there's everybody else, and then Hyunjin, and that's it. Like
there's Juhoney 100.
Oh, Monster X, I know who he is.
Oh yeah.
I'm Hono.
All right, I'm Oliver.